Agile retrospectives should be a team's secret weapon for continuous improvement. But too often, they turn into the same old, boring meetings with little to no impact. In this video, we are going to uncover the top 5 anti patterns in Agile retrospectives, the bad habits that drain energy, waste time, and stop your team from actually improving. And of course, I'll give you practical tips to fix them. Let's dive in. First things first, what are retrospective anti patterns? Think of them like mirages in the desert. They seem helpful, but actually lead you nowhere. Instead of making retrospectives productive, these habits make teams disengaged, cynical, or just plain stuck. The result? A room full of people thinking, do we really have to do this again? Let's get into the first and probably the most common retrospective killer. Anti-pattern 1, the retrospective black hole. Ever feel like your action items just vanish into the abyss? You discuss problems, write down solutions, and then poof, it's gone. That's the black hole anti-pattern, where issues get recorded but never get acted upon. Here's how you know when you've been stuck in. The same issues show up every sprint, people stop believing in retros, and no one remembers past action items. Fix them with these steps. Assign clear owners for every action item. Set real deadlines instead of vague, we'll do it in next sprint promises. Review progress in stand-ups or mid-sprint check-ins to keep the momentum going. Next up, let's talk about retrospectives that feel more like a zombie apocalypse. Anti-pattern 2. Imagine a room full of people silently staring at their screens, nodding occasionally, while the same two people do all the talking. Sound familiar? You've got a zombie retrospective on your hands. Symptoms include one-word answers, minimal discussion, and yep, that's one teammate who's totally paying attention but is actually checking Slack. Revive your retrospectives with these tasks. Use engaging formats like sailboat, starfish, or speed car retrospectives. Rotate facilitators so that everyone gets involved. Talk about the disengagement directly. Sometimes the problem is the retrospective itself. Alright, moving on to anti-pattern 3, the one where retros turn into a full-on emotional therapy session. Don't get me wrong, venting can be helpful, but when retrospectives turn into endless complaining fests without solutions, we have a problem. The therapy session anti-pattern happens when teams express frustrations but never move to action. It's like venting about your broken AC for weeks but never calling a repair guy. Eventually, you just get used to the heat. Turn venting into solutions with these few techniques. Time box complaints, vent for 10 minutes, then switch to problem solving. Use 5 whys or fishbone analysis to find root causes. Focus on what's actually within your control. No more wishful thinking. Let's move on to anti-pattern 4, where teams get stuck in an endless loop. Deja vu. If your team keeps discussing the same issues every sprint without change, you're in a Groundhog Day retrospective. It's like being trapped in a time loop. Same problem, same discussion, zero progress. Break free with these steps. Use root cause analysis to dig deeper. Keep a visible log of unresolved issues. Escalate systemic problems to stakeholders beyond your team. Sometimes the fix is outside your control. Alright, we've saved the most feel-good anti-pattern for the last. Ever been in a retro where everything is amazing, great, and totally fine? Even when you know things aren't perfect. That's the sunshine and rainbows anti pattern. Teams avoid discussing real problems to keep things positive. But guess what? Ignoring issues doesn't make them go away. Fix it by creating psychological safety so people feel comfortable speaking up, structuring feedback so everyone shares at least one improvement area, reminding the team that constructive criticism leads to real growth. And that brings us to the final takeaways. We have covered a lot. Let's recap the 5 retrospective anti patterns you need to avoid. The black hole. Action items disappear. Fix it with owners and follow ups. The zombie retrospective. People check out. Keep them engaged with fresh formats. The therapy session. Too much venting, not enough action. Guide discussions towards solutions. Groundhog day. Same issues, sprint after sprint. Track recurring problems and dig deeper. Sunshine and rainbows. Too much fake positivity. Foster a culture of honest feedback. And remember, just like your sprints, your retrospective should continuously improve. Take time to run a meta retrospective to check if your process is working. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your own retrospective horror stories. Until next time, keep improving, keep growing, and keep those retros real. Thank you, and thanks for watching.